My name's Rhapsody and welcome to Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. Any of you that are illiterate might be a little bit quicker than me on the draw there, telling what game it is. By the way, opening cutscene, enjoy!
Perhaps you've seen it, maybe in a dream, a murky, forgotten land. A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. You will lose everything. Once branded, the symbol of the curse, an augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light. None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, a hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drang Lake. Perhaps you're familiar. No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why. Drawn to a flame, your wings will burn in anguish, time after time. For that is your fate, the fate of the cursed.
Well, doesn't all that put you just in the cheeriest of all moods? Oh dear, this is a grim, very grim future for us. So a majority of what was being explained there is how horrid it is to have the curse. In the first one, they discussed, sorry, that's the cutscene at the start of the first Dark Souls. They discussed the enemies that you were going to be fighting. That's noticeably absent from this. We'll describe why later. It should also be noted that since this is Sins of the First Scholar, there's going to be a hell of a lot of shit that I've never even encountered. All of the DLC bosses, all of the DLC content, I've never done any of that. There's a lot of optional bosses that I never even took on in the original game. there's going to be a lot of stuff that I have just not even slightly encountered. Oh, hello, friends. Don't punch those, by the way. I think if you kill one of those kind of like little roving animals over there, a very big roving animal comes along and destroys the shit out of you.
What seems to be the ruckus?
Oh my, your face. The face of the curse. It's an undead. An undead has come to play. They all end up here. All the ones like you. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you?
You're finished. You'll go hollow. Yes, you'll become one of them.
Hollows prey upon men, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed.
What is your name?
Yeah, I'm gonna say right off the bat that I don't appreciate those withered old witches just seriously fucking laughing at me and saying I'm gonna become a hollow and stuff like that. I'm not gonna become hollow. Well, you know, probably. Try to recall my name. Last I checked, it was something like this. I'm very certain of that.
At least you know your own name. Here's your reward for sharing. It's a human effigy.
Take a closer look. Who do you think it's supposed to be?
Think back, deep into your past. Yes, it's an effigy of you.
Looks nothing like me. I look a lot more like this. Okay, let's... Class and gift? Couldn't care less. Let's get the body out of the way. Okay. Female or male? Well, I think I did a male in the first one, didn't I? If I recall correctly? Hang on. What build are we gonna give them? That's like bottom half kind of Chun-Li style and then top half a little thinner. Okay. Yeah, I can see where you're going with all of this. Powerful thighs. That's probably good. Yeah, I'm not gonna go with the super ripped option. I mean, like, out of the options that are provided, that one's probably... I mean, that one's probably the closest. No, wait, but look at those traps, man. I don't go traps like that. Alright, we'll go with that. Physique, face. Excellent. I'm gonna try and get a decent approximation of myself, so... That's not too far off right now. I used to wear my hair something like that. These are seriously the only hair options. There's no extra hair options. Fine, I'll go with that. That's probably closer to what I have right now. Mine isn't currently that long, but it will be soon. That looks right-ish. Ugh. I've had green or blue hair in the past. I could do those, but they look a little wacky and a little out of place in this video game, if you ask me. Alright. That's really good. Cool. Eyebrow. I mean, we've got to go down to the customization levels that are provided to us by this video game. That's probably close enough. God, I wish I had a beard, but I don't. I can't. I just lack the inability to grow such a thing. I could make this my idealized self and give it a beard, but that would be lying, basically. I could go down to like a miniature level and actually change the dimensions of the stuff on the face, but that's probably the closest I'm gonna get without doing that. Okay, gender, build, physique, class, and gift. These are probably the more important ones. You know, if you just think about it, probably a little more important to get these out of the way. So we've got standard warrior, knight, swordsman's kind of like a dex-based class. Bandit, that's a little more dex-based, but it's also got a bow. Cleric is about casting miracles. Sorcerers, sorceries. Explorer just starts with a lot of items, not that many other things. And Enterprise starts with nothing. I think it's got to be between either knight or swordsman. Swordsman's a lot more dex, knight's a lot more strength. Let's think about it. For the early bosses, I need strength over dex, so I'll just take a knight. Now, none of these are kind of like the Master's Ring of this game. Master Key of this game. There's no kind of like super fucking optimal choice that you just look at and go, yes, that's what I'm going to take. So, I mean, you get a lot of really good rings in the early game. There are 4 ring slots in this game, by the way. That's super fucking important. Rings are really powerful. You know, human effigy, you find them fucking everywhere. Healing wares, not that important. You can find them relatively everywhere. Homeward Bone is obviously a Homeward Bone. Teleports you back to the last bonfire you rested at. Seed of the Tree of Giants. If I recall correctly, this means that you can make enemies in your world attack invaders to your world. So I'm probably not going to play with that because I'm not planning on doing much PvP. I think I'll take a Bonfire Ascetic. That allows you to advance the area around a bonfire to New Game Plus. So you respawn all of the enemies, including bosses, and you can fight them, and oh, that's going to be really good for farming some gold. Okay, gold. I say it like it's a different RPG. Some souls, my apologies. Let's finalize that creation. Yes, this is my true self.
All people come here for the same reason. To break the curse.
You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance.
I'll show you, you old crow.
You never know.
There you go. Oh, come on. I thought you were being nice. You're just laughing at me, aren't you? How goddamn dare you. I will break the curse. Don't you fucking worry about that, son.
Go through the door and trot along to the kingdom.
No.
But remember, hold on to your souls. They're all that keep you from going hollow. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
I don't like anyone in this house except for Mildred. Wait, her name is Mildred, right? I'm just gonna have to check. Excuse me, Mildred? What up?
This is a limbo. A link between Drangleic and the outer world. Fair traveller, I know that you must have a story. Why else would you visit such a place?
This lost, decayed kingdom. Anyway, let's go upstairs, collect a human effigy from this chest over here. See, one of the starting gifts that they offer you is literally immediately upstairs from where they offer it to you. Are you kidding me? There's no way I'm taking that. Anyhow. Now we're gonna backtrack a little. Oh, that's right, we're already going off the beaten path. We're gonna go fight what the first enemy that I like to fight every single time I do a Dark Souls playthrough. Dark Souls 2 playthrough, that is. This man. The Ogre. Ah, he clipped me. He clipped me! So if you manage to kill this Ogre, behind are a few items that you probably want to get. He also drops a stone ring. Don't roll directly away from him. Don't do what Donnie Don't is doing. Oh God, don't roll directly away. Oh man, I've lost all of the Dark Souls, the meager amount of Dark Souls skill that I had before. Come on. Flip over. At some point, he's supposed to fall on his back. I think you need to be pretty close for that to actually happen, though. There we go, and have some of that. Yeah. I've only used 3 life gems so far. How many life gems have you used, Ogre? Yeah? Okay. The uppercuts you can roll directly backwards from. That's pretty safe. If you roll backwards at the right time, you can roll backwards as well, so. And down he goes. I thought that wasn't going to be enough time, to be completely honest. I thought I'd fucked up there. If he gets you with that, he'll actually just straight up eat you. That's a grab move, and it's a one-hit kill. Okay. Drops the stone ring. So why is the stone ring so important? Well, let's go to our ring slot and equip it. Additional reduction of enemy poise. So, oh right, the ring slot's over here. So we'll be able to break our enemies' poise so much easier now. Which basically means we can stagger our enemies and just kind of fuck them into oblivion. We're also going to take another little bit off the beaten path down here. Walk off this waterfall in order to pick up the small, smooth, and silky stone. That's about it for all of the stuff that I want to do before I actually go in the direction that these people have told me to. Here's our first bonfire. I could read those signs and they'd probably teach you a little bit about bonfires and yada 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 blah blah blah, but I'm not going to, so nah. Gotta break this in order to get the torch. Soul of the Lost Undead as well also resides behind. One sec while I change my seating position. I don't know how seating position started with an SH, but it did, apparently in my vernacular. I'm also going to bring up my clock so I know exactly how long I've got left in this episode. It looks like about 8 minutes right now. Alright, let's try and get out of the tutorial section by that time. God. Alright. They could have easily changed a lot of stuff about the tutorial at the start of the game, so I'm actually going to go through it. Anyhow, this tutorial, you know, basically just explains, oh, hey, this is how you kill enemies. That kind of thing. It's also trying to say, oh, look, you know, here was one enemy hiding here, you're going to get ambushed from behind, right? It's kind of just... Aren't there supposed to be 2 ogres there? Oh, right, there are. One of them is directly behind where my head is now. Okay. That's a backstab. Excellent. I don't have a parryable anything right now, so I can't do that. Oh, wait, this will be a dagger. I could probably offhand that and use it to parry, but... Oh, whoa. The tracking on that one wasn't good at all. So I'll be getting a few souls for going through this. But nothing major. A few items like daggers and stuff like that, but again, nothing major. That's of course if nothing's changed since the first iteration of this. I don't know if it has changed since the Sins of the First Scholar update. It easily could have. And that's the only reason I'm going back through it. I could be reading all of these, but it's like, oh, look, X is to use an item. Oh, you use X to use an item, do you? Never heard of what a video game is before. Thank you for telling me. Also, this is one reason to come here.
You, give us smooth. Yes, you, give us silky.
Do you remember the crow in the first game that wanted items from you and you dropped items? It was in the asylum as well. The crow, there was a crow that wanted items from you in the first game. leave. There we go. So I left that on the floor. It looks like my offering has been accepted. Faint stone. What's a faint stone do again? Hang on. I think it's an upgrade material, so... Should be... There it is. Imbues weapon with magic. Okie dokie. I'll just make sure to kick this ladder down so that I have future access to this area. Oh, right! I totally forgot. Circle doesn't make you slide down anymore. Holding circle makes you slide down. Tapping circle makes you fall off of a ladder. Holding circle means you can walk, you can climb up a ladder using stamina and do it faster. So that's good, at least. I'll get this as well. Soul of a Nameless Soldier. Yeah, I feel like I should probably just skip the rest of the tutorial. It doesn't look like it's different. And I'd at least like to get into Majula before I end the first episode. So I'm just going to ignore all of those signs. Because in the first time I played through this, those signs just said things like, oh, hidden wall here, you know, illusory wall, attack here, that kind of thing. They were all lying. Just horrible, horrible lies. Okay. I'm just gonna quickly collect a little bit of gear. A Morning Star and the Cleric's Sacred Chime. So that's if I ever want to transition to a kind of like miracle-based build. Transitioning in this game is a lot easier between builds because you can use a Soul Vessel, a relatively rare item, I'll grant you that, but you can use a Soul Vessel to reset all of your stats. Basically, respec. Excellent. Give it a little bit of a rest here. With 4 more minutes, no, 3 more minutes. Alright, I'm gonna quickly just go through Majula and pick up all of the stuff that I need here. So first off, I'll get some life gems from in here. Oh, just 1. Could have sworn that was 3 life gems in there. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'll open this door. That's where Sweet Charquois, the cat, is. Attack this boulder. Which brings up an Estus Flask shard, right? Yeah, Estus Flask shard. That door is locked, but we'll be going in there later. And... how you going, Morlin?
Hello there. Welcome to my shop. I'm Morlin, and well, I sell armor. Oh, sorry, Please do have a look at my wares. I could really use the business.
Ah, dude's out of luck.
If you'd be so kind.
Down on his luck, sorry.
I came from... Have you been
He
there?
came from the west. Volgan is what I skipped there.
With trade. Very competitive, of course. And you have to grease the wheels to get anywhere. But I didn't have the funding for that, so I left home in hopes of striking gold. It's been years since then, and I've made very little headway.
I can see that, buddy.
I don't even know why I'm still here. Everything's all run down and dying. It's terrible for business, really.
Alright, I'll leave you for a second. I want to just go up here very quickly and collect some upgrade materials. Titanite shard, hell yeah. So that's, I'm assuming the majority of you, at the very least, are familiar with the first Dark Souls series I did, if not the game Dark Souls itself. That's an upgrade material for weapons. And I should probably end the episode by... Ooh, actually there is one thing that I want to get on the other side of the blacksmithing area. I should probably end the episode by talking to Shanalot, the Emerald Herald.
Are you the next monarch? Or merely a pawn of fate? Bearer of the curse, I will remain by your side till this frail hope shatters. Take this with you. May it ease your journey.
Ah, yes! Estus Flask.
Go on and see the king. He who made Drangleic what it once was. He who peered at the essence of the soul.
Now I can level up using her rather than bonfires, and it's also worth noting that the Estus flask that she gave us is only 1. We don't get 5 Estus flasks or 10 Estus flasks like we did in the first game. We get 1. And then you get more Estus flasks by giving her Estus flask shards. Actually, I'll show you that now. I'll make this episode 30 minutes.
Curse. Seek misery. For misery will lead you to greater, stronger souls. You will never meet the king with a soul so frail and pallid.
Fair.
Seek those whose names are unutterable. The four endowed with immense
4?
souls.
4?
Their souls
Really?
serve as beacons.
Interesting.
Once you have found them, return here to me.
Hey, weren't there like 4 great souls in the first game as well? That's a very conspicuous number to choose. 4.
Is that a shard you found?
It is.
Here, let me see it, so that I may help you.
That sounds a little shady, but alright, here you go.
To see hope, however faint it might be.
So, upgrade using the Estus Flask shard, so now I have 2 Estus Flasks in total. And if I wanted, I could level up by her power right now. I'm not entirely certain what I want to go with the level up. I always like getting at least 20 to 25 adaptability so I can increase my poise and agility. That just basically gives me more invincibility frames when I'm rolling and backstepping and doing a lot of actions like that. But, you know, vigor, endurance, vitality, strength, dex, they're all really important. And if I want to do some interesting things, I have to splash a little int and faith in there as well. Oh dear, it's too much to decide. Right now, I'm probably just going to go with 1 in adaptability. Thank you for waving your feather at me, Emerald Herald. Emerald Herald. Okay. Having done everything that I need to do to set up the run, let me just rest at this bonfire so that I can say that my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Dark Souls 2, Sins of the First Scholar. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourself. If you have, please click like. It does help get my content out to new people. There's also going to be a playlist in the description below with all of my Dark Souls content from not only the first game, but the second game, past, present, and future. And hopefully, I'll see you next time.